Running fans, jumping fans, throwing fans, all around athletics fans. Welcome to Talking in Ovals. How is everybody doing out there on this Thursday, June 11th, 2026, episode number 195. So for those keeping score at home, it is just me, Alex. Dave has other things to attend to that he couldn't, get pulled away from, but we will continue to roll on here. So wherever you're watching from, we appreciate it always, whether it's X, YouTube, Facebook, Kick, or Twitch. Thank you so much. Make sure that you like, share, follow, subscribe, do all of that good stuff, that fun stuff. So the Bella Mile went off this weekend. It was awesome. There were two potential age group world records that were waiting for ratification. That happened there. So Diane De Oliveira and the Bellas did an awesome job putting on that event, as they always do. And last week, Dave and I had the awesome time of having Dave Alfano come back. And we had a fun, wide-ranging conversation. He runs Trials of Miles, which puts on some of the best meets around the countries. And we just had a great time just talking track and what he's doing with Trials of Miles and just a general consensus of how things have been going. So if you haven't had the chance, go back and give that a listen. But this week, I am pleased to have on this individual because when I set out and I started through the big meet, the virtual, you know, state per state championship, one of the big things was to try and connect us with other athletes in the high school realm from around the country and things like that. And really fortunate that this athlete followed us. We got in contact and she agreed to come on. So let's bring her in without further ado. Pumped to have on Summer Wilson, Irvine High School standout, national record holder, California state champion, and commit to the Duke Blue Devils. What's up, Summer?
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Pumped to have you on. I know we had some moments where, we had to reschedule and stuff, but I was happy to do it because you getting ready to go kick some ass at nationals is the most important thing. So, excited to get to talk to you because I'm over here in New York. So I'm always freaking jealous of people like you who are out there in California dealing with like beautiful weather all the time. You guys get to run outdoor basically the whole time, or we have to deal with indoor in the winter. So there's a ton of jealousy coming from my end. I'm not going to lie.
That's pretty nice.
So I want to get right into it. I am going to ask you the question that we ask all of our new guests on this show. When did you get the spark to make you want to become a runner? And not necessarily when you started running, but when you decided to fully commit to this, to make this the sport that you want to pursue long term.
I would say I got that spark when I was like 6 or 7 years old. I started
Nice.
my first race was when I was 4. But that was like more like a fun race. And my sister was doing a lot of races and winning, and she was getting like a ton of medals, and that like kind of inspired me. Like I wanted to have tons of medals too. And then my mom was doing half marathons, so I was kind of introduced to the sport pretty early on. And then I joined a club team when I was 6, which is like a really young age. So at that time, it was more like fun, but I just fell in love with it, and I loved going to the practices and hanging out with everyone. And at age 6, there weren't as many like races for me to do because like you start competing at like the national level when you're like in the 7 to 8 age group, and then so I'd say like when I was 6, I got to like see like some of the older girls on the team like just like go to nationals and place as a team, and just do some really great things. And then so that really inspired me. So when I was 7, I went to my first nationals, and I got All American. So that was kind of like, I'd say like a big um, moment where I was like, okay, I want to like keep um, just like doing big things. And also when I was 7, I at a road race, I broke a world record for the 8K, and I'd say that
That's
was
so cool.
too. So I fell in love like at a really young age, and I feel like that's definitely helped me a lot. Like now, just because I definitely have like such a huge passion for the sport. So
I can't imagine going to nationals or like going to a national level meet at 7 years old. Like that is really freaking cool. So a few weeks ago, we had a private coach. He coaches out of New Jersey. He's a high school coach and a private coach, but he also grew up in California. So he gave us a big juxtaposition about how like Cali track as opposed to the Northeast is. And he talked a lot that there is like a really good club track culture in California. So is that something that also helped you there? Because I know here, if we have someone as interested as you in the sport, there's like distance running clubs, but there isn't really like track clubs. They're here, but they're not prominent. So did it help? Did you have a lot of access to like a legitimate track club there as a youth that helped like harbor this passion for the sport?
yeah, definitely. When I was 6, I joined the Equalizers, and on that team, we were super competitive in cross country, and yeah, I had a lot of really good teammates. So that was like a ton of fun, and we did also like a lot of road races too. So I really enjoyed that. And then when the coach moved away, I think I was like 9 or 10, and then I joined the Pacific Coast Shockwaves, and that was like I think like a really big moment because like they had like a full team in my age that was like really competitive. So my first year joining that team, we went on to win nationals as a team, and I got third country individually, All American, and that was like definitely one of my favorite nationals. Just like winning as a team was really cool too. And then yeah, I feel like joining Shockwaves, like I got more experience with track too, because we did like nationals in track, and that really helped me like set big goals for myself in track as well, and trying to win All American and national titles in cross country and track. So yeah, I feel like the Shockwaves, it was a very like intense environment, and it really helped me like just kind of like take that next step and set like learn how to set really big goals. And it was just like definitely like a ton of fun. Like I like had so many best friends on the team, and the coaches from both teams were just amazing. And yeah, I'm really grateful for like my start in the sport in club, because like there were so many people that like helped me get to where I am today. And just all those experiences, like training with such a high level team, and just traveling for all the big races and being competitive nationally, I think has just prepared me a lot. It made me love the sport a lot.
Yeah, I could only imagine. And, it's one of those things too where I give you a lot of credit because a lot of the times you'll get, athletes of your caliber. Yeah, we start figuring out who they are around middle school and then high school, they start to prove themselves, right? But like it seems like you've been running with the target on your back as one of the top girls in the state since such a young age. So, have you just come to learn just how to deal with that type of pressure, how to deal with that type of expectation, or is it new every time you step up to another level?
Yeah, I feel like I've definitely I've learned like what it feels like to go into a race and have pressure, and what it feels like to like where people are expecting you to win or do really well. So I'd say like just like the fact that I've been doing it for so many years. Like sometimes when I get on the starting line, I'm like, okay, like I've done this 100 times or like more times, but I think that kind of helps like calm my nerves, or just like looking back at like old photos and old videos, just like reminds me like how much I love the sport. And yeah, I'd say like those experiences in the past where like I've won like nationals when I was a kid in club, just like inspire me now even, because I remember like how much I pushed and how much I wanted it during the race. And so it's like really cool to look back and like see like everything I've done, and it just motivates me even more now.
I love it. So you're talking about a lot of your past. Give me some of your favorite memories of being a runner. Start off way back when you talked about nationals and stuff like that, but just give me some of your favorite memories of when you've done it basically at every phase of your life and culminating up until right now.
Yeah, so I mentioned my first nationals when I was 7, I got All American, and then there were many other nationals like after that where I got All American that were super fun. Like I've been on so many trips, so like there are so many great memories. But I'd also say like on the equalizers we'd go up to like Mammoth for a week to do like an altitude camp, and that was like definitely so much fun. I mean, I was like 7, but I was or like 8, but it was like really fun. Like bonding with like the whole team and just running and just like enjoying it a lot. And I say some of like the race highlights. When I was 11, that was when I won my first national title. It was at the cross country nationals in Tennessee, and that was like a
Nice.
moment because going into the race, I was super nervous. I was like putting a lot of pressure on myself. Like I really wanted, and so just like being able to like trust in myself and just go out there and execute and win, that was like a really big moment. And then in my last cross country nationals in club when I was 13, it was in North Carolina. Um, and that was like the most perfect day. Or just it was like such a fun trip, and I won the individual national title, and our team won the national title. So that was like the perfect ending club.
So So, how have you felt over these past few years? I felt like the girls around the country, and especially in distance and things like that, have just exploded. Like the level of competition, it's like we're used to getting like a handful of girls that run really fast and they start to win. But like right now, there's just a huge group of at any of these national meets. Any of you ladies can win, and no one will be surprised, right? That someone has a breakout performance. I'd say there's probably like 15 to 20 of you around the country right now that are all within striking distance. How has that felt for you as a competitor? Like, because you obviously have so many opportunities being in California, because in California, there's so many of those fast girls, and just in general, the Pacific Northwest, like you have so many good, talented individuals. But how is it knowing that around the country, you're going to Nike and it's going to be like that level of competition is going to be like a collegiate meet already. So how have you felt about the climate you're coming up in as an athlete right now?
Yeah, it's definitely super cool to see like um yeah, the competition right now in California and throughout the whole country is just incredible. So like anytime that I go to like these like big invitationals or like state meets or national meets, like you just have like I just know like it's gonna be like an amazing race and it's gonna be so much fun. I feel like just like towing the line with like the best girls in the country is just like really exciting, and at like the big meets, just getting to know everyone is just like a ton of fun. So it's like really cool.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about your future real quick, because you're going to Duke, you're commit to Duke, and we had on last year, one of your future teammates, Peyton Hollis, who is there now kicking some ass. So she's going to be there with you. Peyton's a great girl. You're going to love her. But so what went into the process of going to Duke? Because you're a California girl, and now you're going to be over on the East Coast. You're going to be doing a lot more East Coast races. I know Duke comes up to Boston. It's freaking cold. You're going to be doing a lot of indoor. Paul Short Invitational's massive. So there's going to be, I think, a lot of adjustments. What went into that process of picking Duke, and also, are you ready for the adjustments of being on the East Coast and doing a ton of indoor in the winter and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm so excited. And Peyton was actually on my visit. She was helping with like leading the visit, and same with
She's
Grace.
so cool.
Yeah, Peyton's so nice, and so is
Yeah.
Grace. Yeah, they were like the best hosts, and I feel like that was a big part of why I wanted to go there. Just like the whole team, like they were so nice and supportive, and it just felt like home on the visit. Like I just like when I was on my visit, I was like, okay, this is where I want to go. So it was a pretty like easy decision when I went there. I loved everything about it. Campus and the area was super pretty, and yeah, I really liked the coaches and the team. So it just felt like home on my visit. So yeah, I'm super excited, and yeah, it'll be fun. Just like all the new college experiences. Like I feel like going into high school, I didn't really know what to expect, and I was like learning as I went, and I'm kind of excited just to like go through that again and like learn about like the college meets and like just like have a team that I think can be like really competitive at those big races too.
100%. So what is your major gonna be when you go there? Do you know yet?
I'm still like undecided, but I'm leaning towards economics. But yeah, we'll see.
Listen, you picked a fantastic school. Duke is a really good school too, academically. So you're in a good spot. Coach Torchia coming in here. We just kind of covered it, saying going to Duke. How did you make that choice? I think she covered that, Coach. And if you don't know, Coach Torchia is the coach over here at Christian Brothers Academy. He's one of them over here in Jersey, which I think everybody in the running world knows who CBA is for the most part, or has an idea of CBA. So Coach is awesome. He follows our show, but so over to you again, California. It is one of the best. And, I'm from Jersey. I live in New York. We have Northeast pride. I would put Jersey up against any state, but I'd be a fool to be like, California isn't incredible as a running state. You guys produce so much talent. Do you feel like you have a benefit competing in California and being able to race any given weekend against such high competition, and the fact that you guys are able to start outdoors so much sooner while we're in our indoor season, you guys are kicking off outdoors. So, talk about California a little bit, and do you feel like you have a leg up with how much the competition is over there?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely awesome being from California because like I feel like California is just so competitive. So like any race, like you know that you're like surrounded by incredible competition, and yeah, I'd say like all the invitationals in California and like the state meet, they just feel like nationals. It's like it's so so it definitely helps prepare you for like anything really. Like when you're racing in California, I feel like you're racing the best of the best. So it's definitely a privilege to like be able to race with great competition every single race. Cause yeah, it helps you like set. I feel like it helps me like set big goals. Like I know like for cross country season, like I knew that winning state was gonna be like really it was gonna be hard to do because of how competitive California is, and I feel like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
how badly I wanted to win that. I feel like that pushed me to like work even harder and do like all the little things, and I feel like it led to me doing things that like seemed like impossible, like breaking the national record and breaking the course record at state. Like it's pretty crazy, but I'd say like just being from such a competitive state has really like switched my mindset to like be prepared for anything. Just racing with the best girls in the country, just in like just in all the races in California.
California too, you guys have some of the, most prestigious and sought after meets on the track, like Mount Sac and things like that. Is there any chip on your shoulder when you're competing in those meets and then everyone's flying in and it's like, as Californians, you guys kind of want to defend your turf? Is there any of that when you're at those meets? Like, what, screw everybody flying in. It's Cali. We got to win here.
Yeah, I feel like it's really cool because like for you, like, when you're from California, like you don't have to travel to go there, so it just feels like you are at home. But then like it makes it feel so real when like you know like people are traveling just to come to California. Like Woodbridge, for example, in cross country is like it's literally in my city. Like I run at that course sometimes for fun, just because it's like it's literally in my city. So it's really crazy because Woodbridge is like the biggest cross country invitational in the country, and it's right here
Massive.
by me. So
Yeah.
that's it's really incredible. It's so cool to like yeah that California like hosts so many of the biggest invitationals, and it's awesome to see like so much competition from all over the country come to California to race. So yeah, it's really cool.
So I'm going to ask you like a double-edged question. How excited are you for the Olympics to be basically, California being one of the main hubs, especially for track? But also, how not excited are you for all that freaking traffic that you guys are about to go through anywhere near, the Olympic Stadium?
I think it's so exciting. It's crazy to think that it's coming to LA. It's like it's crazy to think. But yeah, it's really cool. Like, um, yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
Is it gonna, is that a motivating factor? Because yeah, we're only 2 years away, but is there like something in you going, maybe I can run fast enough. Maybe I can get on that freaking team. Like, because it's 2 years away. A lot could change in 2 years. Is there a glimmer of hope there for you that you're trying to get there?
I mean, you never know, but I mean, I'll probably still be. I mean, I'm 17 now, so I'll be like 19, I think. So I mean, who knows? I mean, I'll be pretty young. It's
So
definitely like I'll definitely like either way. I'm gonna plan on. Well, of course, I'll watch it online, but it's exciting.
I'll say this, just given your talent level and the things you've accomplished, it wouldn't surprise me if you're knocking at that door in 2 years. If you're at least in the mix, especially with the great coaching you're going to have at Duke and the level that you're going to get, you're going to get into a collegiate lifting program, collegiate training. Duke is fantastic and everything with that. So wouldn't be surprised if, you're knocking at that door. So, we're pulling for you over here. So when it
Yeah.
comes to competing, the way you are as a competitor and things like that, how important is it for you to go and win states as well as nationals? Like, where is the priority there? Because I know there's a lot of pride in California for winning the CIF, right? So, where do you put that? What is your like importance level between the two of them, like nationals versus California states?
Like I said, California works for me, and it feels like nationals. Like, I'd say for our country, for like all of cross my eyes have
Summer, real quick, you've gotten
and
pretty
getting
choppy.
ready
I
for
don't know
that,
if
and because like in nationals you have to something crazy at state because it's just so competitive and the top five will go in California. So yeah, you have to um, just to qualify for nationals. Um, yeah, it's a lot though because we have to race like for the southern stuff specifically. We have to race like
oh, I don't know if we've lost Summer a little bit there. The service got a little choppy. We're having such a good conversation. I'm having a blast with this. Summer's awesome. We'll see if she can get it back. Hopefully she can get it back. I know it's tough sometimes when, she's doing it out of her car here. She popped out, she's popping back in. Let's see if the service is going to participate here. But either way, when Summer comes back, that's fine. If she pops back in. But I mean, it's just awesome. Like, let's talk real quick while she's not here, for the moment. Let's brag about Summer real quick because Summer, there she is. You back with me yet? No, Summer, are you there? I think she's having a few technical issues with service over there. So yeah, she gets through with that. I just want to give everyone the chance to just understand the caliber that Summer's at. So she's a national record holder for over 3 miles in cross country. She ran a 15:14. And I know on this show we've talked a lot about Jersey. Obviously, we talked about Blair Bartlett, Leo Starkey, Paige Shepard. They've all been incredible. Summer Wilson is right there with that caliber in terms of just how freaking good she is. Um, do we mention California state champion in cross country? That is hard. That is really difficult to win a championship over there in California in XC. And like we mentioned a million times on this show, just how good the ladies are right now is just, next level. So it's really difficult for her to do what she's done. And Summer, if you're back with me at any time, just let me know right now. I think she's frozen. Um, so with that championship win, she broke the state meet and course record over there at the 1625K. And the previous record was held by the great Sadie Engelhart, 1624. So she shattered it 4 seconds. And we know how good Sadie is. So there's so much going on. She's a four-time CIF champion. That is the basically almost the equivalent to the meet of champions in Jersey, the CIF. So she's won that All American 22 times over her life. And it's just the sky's the limit for this young lady. I'm hoping we can get her service figured out. But the sky is the limit for this young lady. And it's just a privilege when we're able to have these athletes on. Now, the beauty of technology is we could talk to these athletes. I could be here in New York. We could talk to them in California. The non beauty is when the technology doesn't want to work with us sometimes. But hopefully Summer can get that worked out and she can pop back in. But we also had some crazy things going on. We had some Diamond League meets and things like that. We had the NCAA's where we saw the 110 hurdle world record go down at the NCAA championship. Like, that is insane. That's insane. I think it was I don't know, 13.75 is, I believe, I think it was 13.8 and now it's 13.75. Just ridiculously fast. World record. Um, it was insane to see. Cooper Lukenhouse continuing to do things that a young man like him shouldn't be able to do. Beating Wanyoni, who is the reigning Olympic champion, running a 142 to do it, and his Diamond League premiere. So really good stuff going on. But overall, as we wait here to see if Summer can, jump back in. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Summer, do we have you back?
Hi. Yeah.
Hey, there you are. Good.
The camera's kind of weird now.
I mean, that's okay.
Yeah. I don't know why it looks like that. Yeah, there was some sort of connection issue, I think.
That happens. I was just talking, we went over all your accolades and everything because I think people need to know about all the cool stuff that have been able to accomplish. I mentioned that you have the course record. You broke Sadie's course record, and that is like friggin' awesome. Sadie's a monster. Um, but then I also talked about the beauty of technology, how I could talk to you all the way out in California, but also how technology can sometimes be screwy, right? So, your answer was probably awesome about comparing CIF to nationals, but unfortunately, you became a robot and we couldn't hear any of it. So, if you want to give us your answer again about where you prioritize those.
I think I was saying like how like the state meet feels like when like in California it kind of feels like nationals because like there's just so much like hype around it.
Yeah.
And like for me in cross country, did you hear I was talking about like how hard it is to qualify for nationals in California?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't like you started it. You went into full robot mode, and I didn't hear you. Like I said, your answer sounded great and the little bleep, 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 but I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah. So like in California, um, just to qualify for nationals in cross country, like you have to race like so many weeks in a row just to get to nationals, and at state you have to be in the top 5 for girls to like top 5 individuals go to NXN.
Yeah.
So in order to make it from California, like you have to have like you have to do an incredible race. You have to have an incredible race and run something crazy fast just to qualify for nationals. um, so I feel like definitely for me, like this cross country season, my focus was definitely state and trying to win that state title and run something really fast. And um, so yeah, that's like what I had my eyes on. And I feel like most people probably have their eyes on state just because you have to perform there just to even make it to NXN. So yeah, it was definitely really exciting to like have to win state and break the state meet record and the course record, and then that next week going to NXN. It was just so much fun. It was such an exciting week. So yeah, but it was definitely hard being from California, especially the southern section in particular, because we have to race, like I said, like a ton of weeks in a row just to get to NXN, and the other regions, like I think their qualifier is like a month before, like weeks before, so they have more time to like rest and focus on their training. And I was coming off of state, and it was unfortunate because the day before the race at NXN, I woke up with sore legs,
Oh,
and it was pretty frustrating because I knew I was super fit, and but like just knowing that like I wasn't gonna feel my best, even though I mean I was. So I didn't have my best race at all, but it wasn't like terrible, but like for me it wasn't when I knew I was capable of. But I was just like so happy about like being there. Like the experience was just so much fun, and then like just coming off of like those past 2 weeks, like breaking the national record and then winning state and breaking that course record was like it was just like such a fun time. It was like really exciting, and then going to NXN and getting to know like all the girls from California and everyone there. So it was definitely like really fun.
it really sounds too, especially from where you're coming from over there in Southern California, like consistency is key too, right? Like, because like you said, the competition level is so high down there because I know you guys have like a qualifying method to even get to CIF too, right? Like you have to go through so many different levels. I think I saw like the breakdown. And obviously every state, like I'm here, I'm from Jersey, we have the meet of champions. You have to go from sectionals, groups, and the group champions all go to meet of champions. But you guys have like 5 tiers before you can even get to like CIF. Like, so it just sounds like consistency is key there. And I could imagine that there's probably a lot of California girls or in your situation that maybe get hampered by that. Cause like you said, by the time you get to nationals, your legs are freaking fried because you've been running high competition so much. Is it a little bit easier on the track end? Do you have a little bit less, or is it still as much of a gauntlet to get through it before you get to the nationals?
I would say for track it's better because I mean you still have all the rounds, like there's league prelims, league finals, CIF prelims, CIF finals, CIF masters, state. But it's better. I mean, like you still have the same amount of rounds, but like it's better in the sense that like after state you have like a few weeks to like focus on nationals or a couple weeks. So like for me, I like to do the steeplechase at nationals, so I don't really think about like hurdles and stuff like that until like after state and after CIF season's
Yeah.
over. And then a couple of weeks to like get ready for nationals and think about like how I'm going to prepare for that. So I'd say it's definitely better. Like I can go in feeling like I had more time to think about like recovering and training to get ready for that race.
Is the steeplechase a common event in California? Because over in New Jersey, they don't have steeple at all. And in New York, there's like only like a few opportunities to run it. So was it a common event ran at like a lot of invites over in California at the high school level?
Not like in the high school season, but like for like club
Okay.
meets, they have it. So it's definitely really cool, like getting to do it for like postseason and at national races. And it's just a lot of fun to get to do it at nationals. And I'm definitely excited for college where I can do it at like a lot more
Yeah.
often because I feel like it's an event that I really love, and I've had a lot of success with it even with not having like a ton of experience. But like I feel like every year that like this time of the year comes, I just get really excited to like start thinking about it and getting ready to compete with the best at nationals. So.
So yeah, you're getting ready to go out to Nike Outdoor Nationals. What goes into thinking? Because right now there's like 19 national meets. I don't understand why there's so many. And obviously, we just had Brooks PR happening, which is like another like nationals. We have Adidas, we have Under Armour, we have New Balance, we have Nike. Like there's so many. So for you, what goes into that process with you, your coach, your family deciding which one to go to? Is Nike just, convenient because it's in Oregon, it's a lot closer? Like, went into that decision of choosing Nike? Because I can imagine now there is that pressure as one of the top athletes in the country to like pick the national that's gonna like be the best for you. Like, I can't imagine like to me, it used to just be like, okay, it was New Balance or Nike. Those were two. If you're on the East Coast, kind of the New Balance, West Coast, kind of the Nike, maybe some cross. But now it's like, oh, do I go on Brooks PR a week before? Or do I do double? Like, I don't understand it. So, what went into the process with you of how you chose Nike?
Yeah, so I've done Nike the past 2 years. I mean, it is a little bit more convenient just because Oregon is pretty close. I mean, not really close,
You still
but
have to
like
fly
it's
there.
closer than.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a little bit far, but yeah. Also, I really like how Nike's at the University of Oregon because getting to race at Hayward Field is like, it's like such a surreal feeling, and it's just like super cool. So I feel like the past 2 years, like I had such a fun time racing there, and I did the steeplechase there the past 2 years, and I got third both years and All American, and I actually fell both years, so it's kind of interesting.
Jesus.
Like the same result. Yeah, so I feel like just like my senior year, I want to go back to the same meet. I feel like I have more experience now with having competed there twice already and having good results even with the fall. So I'm just excited to go back, and yeah, Nike Outdoor Nationals is definitely it's an amazing environment and just great competition, and it's definitely a super fun meet. So I'm really excited. But yeah, and then for indoor season, I did New Balance Indoor Nationals in
Yeah.
Boston, and that was so cool. And I did like like I was invited to go like with like the New Balance Elite Athlete thing, so they like gave us like the racing kits, and
Nice.
it was super thing at the hotel, and some of the other Duke commits were also there, so that was like really fun, like getting to hang out with them and spend time with them too. And it was just like really cool getting to race with so many incredible athletes there. So
So, be honest, how important is the bag design?
um I I don't know. I feel like I have so many running backpacks now. I just like whatever it is, I just get excited to add it to my collection. But like the New Balance Indoor Nationals backpacks in the past 2 years are actually like, I mean, I take one of them to school, so that's probably like my favorite backpack. Um, so I feel like it's important, but I feel like how the race goes is
Yeah.
more important to me
Yes.
than the backpack. But it's definitely really cool that like that they give you the backpack at nationals because it's kind of like something cool that you can keep and use and take with you to workouts in the future. So it's really cool.
Oh, just get ready. Once you get to Duke, the care package that they give you of all it's like, we don't want you to wear any of that stuff anymore. Here's all your Duke swag. Here's your Duke bags. Here's a duffel. Like they're gonna swag you out. So don't worry. You're gonna have more stuff than you can imagine when you get there. So I want to touch on this track season. You've been battling an injury. You've been battling some shin splints. Anyone that's a runner knows just how freaking frustrating shin splints can be. That you are, even if you're feeling as fit as possible, those shin splints hurt. They make it hard to pound on and continue to do work. How have you, been faring this season in dealing with those injuries? Oh, did she freeze again? Oh no, Summer. Real quick, we got some comments. Caveat eyes saying, hey, what's up, Caveat? How's your son doing in running? Lyle coming in. What's up, Lyle? Say, go to Hayward this year. Duke runs at Penn. She'll get her chance to run at Franklin Field. That makes sense. Yes, it makes sense. I'm so annoyed. Hyatt hopping in. Dave saying, I'm sorry I missed the show. Thank you for coming on and best of luck. Thanks. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for popping in. We appreciate you. But Summer's dealing with some more technical issues. But that's part of, that's got to be one of the hardest parts right now. Like, I guess the regional manner of things does make it a little easier to choose sometimes. But when you're a high level athlete like Summer, I can't imagine that the pressures of obviously between New Balance and Nike, I think she has a good split of it where she's like, hey, I'll get my indoor in New Balance. I'll travel to go run at BU because why the hell not? And then from there, for outdoor, I'll go run at Hayward. Like, how much that's such a great plan to be able to execute that, and especially if you have the ability to get over there. And obviously, flights are not getting any cheaper, so you have to do that. Caveat coming in saying this year is done. He's marathon training. That's awesome, but also tell him to be careful. He's young. Don't do too many marathons. Maybe one in the year, but don't go crazy marathon training when you're young. That could hurt you. But again, we'll hope Summer gets this technical stuff worked out because I do want to hear about how she battles through injuries because it's not a secret that on the show, I'm someone who fought through injuries a lot through my short career from high school and college and stuff. And I say all the time, I'm in awe of individuals that can have injuries and still mentally stay strong enough to compete at a high level and continue to run fast and accomplish things because injuries are something that got the best of me in college. It definitely changed my coming off my ankle surgery, definitely changed my mental. It changed a lot about me as a runner and as a competitor. And it's just always, it's something that I'm always in admiration of for a lot of the people that we talk to because we talk to so many greats on this show. We've talked to Olympic gold medalists, national champions. We've talked to so many, and it's always them and what they're able to do with the injuries that always interest me. So, Summer, welcome back. Hi. Oh, did she freeze again? No.
Can you hear
You
me?
here? I hear you. Are you here, Summer? I mean, service is always a little bit tricky.
Yeah. But yeah. Hopefully that doesn't happen again.
So hopefully it doesn't. So tell me about, the shin splints that you've been battling this season. And um, obviously with shin splints, it's one of those things that starts off as nagging, but if it's not taken care of properly, can become a legitimate injury with the stress fracture and thing in your shins. So how have you been handling battling these shin splints while still trying to maintain competing at such a high national caliber level?
Yeah, it's definitely been tough. I I started feeling them maybe like end of March, I think. a brand sent me like a box with shoes, and I think that could have contributed to it because I think anytime you change shoes and it uses different muscles, so I thought that that
Yeah.
could have contributed to it. And yeah, at first when I like, because like shin splints, in my opinion, like they don't hurt like that badly, but so I ran for like a long time. I feel like without like thinking about it, I'm just like, oh yeah, my shins hurt. Like that's weird, but I didn't like. I just yeah, I kind of ignored it, um, and then like, and then I found out that like shin splints can turn into a stress fracture. So that was when I was like, okay, like I really need to be careful, and I wanted to avoid like wearing spikes in workouts or even some races, and just like, I really like I had it was frustrating because I had to like change my training. I really had to lower my mileage, and I was running like 20 miles a week, which is like really low, and I was not able to train like how I would have liked to, and I think that really took a toll on like my season, like what I know I could have been capable of, and it's definitely really frustrating that that happened because um yeah, I wasn't able to train like how I would have, and it definitely affected like how I did. But I think like it's also like taught me a lot about like how to deal with challenges, like and how to persevere through that, because I feel like I even like with challenges, like I still have I've like um gone to these competitive races and still like um like go out. I still went out there and have done some good things and won some races. And I feel like it also like helps you appreciate like the highs too, because like when you have like lows, it makes you realize like how great the highs are. And yeah, also I feel like just like I've also like come to realize that like you can't always like ride a high. Like everyone has highs and lows, and it's all just like a part of like the process. So I think it's like I feel like everything happens for a reason. Like, like you could learn from everything, and I feel like yeah, it's definitely been tough, and definitely had to like change my training and lower my mileage. But yeah, I feel like once this track season's over, I'm gonna have to like take some time off just to, because I still have shin splints, so I'm still running low mileage, and it's also risky with the steeplechase. So I feel like
Yeah.
just trying to like not like do too much like hurdling and kind of try to keep that low as well as keeping my mileage low. But I know like even though my mileage has been low, like my workouts have been really good. So I know that there's like a lot of fitness that I haven't tapped into yet and like shown fully. So I think I'm just like excited to go to nationals, and yeah, I think it'll be fun. But yeah, hopefully my shins don't like fracture or like anything
Hope
bad.
not. Hope
Yeah.
not. And and the one thing I was saying, as you were gone is we've talked to so many greats on the show, Olympic gold medalists, national champions, things like that. And a lot of them have in common that they've gone through some tough injuries. They've gotten surgeries and things. And I'm always in awe at the mental toughness of these individuals to even, they get down like everyone else. They're human. They'll get down at moments and they pick themselves back up and they go and accomplish crazy things. What has that been like for you mentally? Because that's one of the toughest parts is, like you said, you're fit. You're in great shape, but knowing that I have to take a step back. Like, how tough has that been as a competitor, as the state champion in cross country, to sit there and go, I need to control myself because of this? Like, what has that been mentally for you?
Yeah, it's definitely tough because like I know how I am. Like I always want to like put my all into everything and do everything I can, but just having to like take a step back and know that like if I don't take a step back and I just keep training, and then I can end up like in a boot or something. So
Yeah.
I feel like just like appreciating everything, just being able to go to state and medal, and even though it's not nowhere near what I know I can do, like just like being there is like huge. Like it's still great, just especially when you're like battling something like shin splints and having to change everything. But it's definitely new for me because even though I've been running all these years, I've never had like a serious, I mean, not that shin splints are like serious, but I've definitely had to change my training, but I've never really dealt with something like this. So it's definitely new, and I feel like it's given me like a new perspective too. And like it's definitely something that like a lot of great athletes, like everyone goes through injuries, so it kind of gives you like a new perspective. And yeah, it's definitely taught me a lot. And I think yeah, it's taught me a lot. So yeah.
How important has it been to kind of trust your coaches and trust the training staff in this process too? Like, how much has your faith in them helped you as well with their adjustments and what they've been able to do with you?
Yeah, I feel like I definitely trust my coaches and just trust like the whole process that I'll be able to bounce back to. And it's also nice like just going to the line knowing that like I have people who believe in me. If I haven't been able to train like my usual self, like my coach just tells me that um he believes in me more than like any athlete he's ever coached. And so just going to the line knowing that I have people in my corner who like really believe in me helps me like a lot. Just to know like what I'm capable of, even if I haven't been able to prepare like how I would have liked to. Because I feel like for me, like towing the line, knowing that like I don't know, I almost got like a little bit less nervous. I'm like, why am I not freaking out right now? But it was almost because I knew I was like underprepared. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. So it kind of makes you appreciate like when you're able to like put your max effort into what you're doing um and like pressure is like a privilege because like I mean obviously I was still like putting pressure on myself because I know like what I'm capable of, but just going to the line knowing that like I couldn't do everything that I would have done is it's tough, but just like there are people who like end up getting stress fractures and they can't even be there, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like it happens to like the best runners. So I feel like just being able to still be there while dealing with the injury is something that I'm like really grateful for. Just still like having the experiences and just being able to show up and just be tough and um, just go out there and enjoy it.
You know, it's funny. It's like sometimes you surprise yourself on those days too, because I get exactly what you're saying. When it's like when you're fully trained and ready to go, like you're putting that extra pressure, like, all right, I got to do my best. I'm ready to go. But it's like, sometimes when you're sick and you go out and compete, it's like, I'm just going to leave it all out there. I feel like crap, and then you go and you surprise yourself, right? Like those, I feel like happen so often. So I completely get from a competitor standpoint when you're just up there and you're like, you know what? It's going to do everything I can here. I don't know I don't know what to expect, right? So it's like you just go out there and do it. But, I think that you're going to run well in nationals. I hope though that, you know, however you do, your health is more important, right? Because I feel like one of the things, and I know probably your coach and your parents have all been saying this to you, you have so much more time than you think you do. Like in the moment, you're like, I need to get healthy now. I need to get going now. I need to get ready for Duke and all this stuff. And it's like, you have so much more time. Get healthy, right? And like you said, taking time off after the season is going to be tough because you're probably so used to being like, all right, maybe I'll go on the bike for a week and then back to mileage, right? Like that is, and that's the one thing that I wish I could have told younger me and I could have told more athletes is take the time, get healthy, and then go and push it again. And, so uh, I hope that your health maintains and that you go kick some ass in the steeplechase. So, uh, outside of that, anything else that you want to talk about track wise, or about your future or anything before we jump out of here?
Um, I mean, I feel like you covered
That's
everything.
fine.
I mean, yeah, it's um, I don't know if you have any more questions.
No, I honestly, I think you're the one thing that me and Dave, my co-host, he's not here today, but we always talk about is just the poise of all you high school athletes. Like it's insane. Like I would never have been able to do a podcast in high school. I was a bumbling fool. So it's like we are always in awe of just how composed all you guys are, and um, I think you have a bright future. I'm pumped that you're coming over to the East Coast, so I may have more opportunities to maybe go watch you compete in person over at Duke. And I just want to thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
So once again, she is Summer Wilson. She's someone that I think we should be remembering her name because we have a lot of East Coast people that listen here and watch here. But she's someone that we're going to need to pay attention to. She's fantastic. If you want to follow her journey, go follow her on Instagram at Summer Wilson Official. You can go there and see her, and then also she has a TikTok, Summer B Wilson, which I feel like all athletes now have TikToks. It's just kind of what you got to do. So and make sure that you follow us at Talking in Ovals on everywhere. And you go and you come hang out for our show next week. Because next week, we're actually going to be having on a bunch of journalists and we're going to be doing a recap of the New Jersey Meet of Champions. Because why the hell not? Because that's what we like to do here. So, Summer, once again, thank you so much for coming on. You've gained a fan. I'm rooting for you at Nats. I'll make sure I'll be, watching your results, watching the race. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, everybody, we appreciate you all for watching and everything. Bye, y'all.